Okay, my name's Zakashi guys, and in this video here we're going to be doing a top 5 best teams of the month. We're now entering the month of August, so we got to go into the teams that were actually very valuable during the month of July, but most of the teams will still be very valuable going forward through August, because until we get a new Ultra, really the meta doesn't shift too much unless the LF is just so game breaking to the point where you really need to consider them. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video, man. This month we got LF Cell, like literally starting off the month, but he was pretty much the end of July. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 75,000 subscribers. So if you're new here, you know what to do here. Make sure to press that red button, man. But I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Let's actually get into the video now. Okay, so the first team that we actually got here is Future, and this is actually my favorite team out of any of the teams that I'm going to show you. However, for the guys that skip the video, I want you guys to know that there's no order to this list. So even though this is the first team, the 5th team could be better than the first team. So there's no order. Don't skip the video next time. But cool. We got UVB on the leader slot. We got Sort of Hope Trunks. We got VEGITO Zenkai buffing Rose. We're going to get to him at the bottom. We got Mai with the best HP buff in the game, basically. Then we got Ultra Rose. And then we got Trunks and Mai Zenkai buffing UVB. Very complete. Good team. It's a competitive team. It's a very solid team. But yeah, let's move on to the actual logistics of it, because this is not the only Future team you can run. So obviously there's a new Cell in the game, and if you wanted to, you could apply Cell to the Future team. So what you'd do, you'd probably want to take off Rose, right? And then you'd also take off his Zenkai buff as a result of that. But then you'd swap his Zenkai buff with like purple Rose, because this guy here, he actually Zinobi buffs Future, and he also Zenkai buffs Future over here. So that new purple Cell that everybody's obviously using is going to fit very nicely. If I go to my character list, because I don't have him, right, he does his Z ability does buff Future, so he works very well on the team where he's actually getting Zenkai buffed by Rose. It just fits perfectly. It's as if nothing really changed. So that's the other option that I would have. I wouldn't really go for anything else for a Future setup unless you wanted to take somebody off and actually put a leader slot option. But in that case, you could mess up the synergy of the team. So for example, a lot of people run UGB, but then UGB wouldn't give Trunks what he needs. A lot of people might run Gold Freezer, but Gold Freezer wouldn't give Trunks what he needs. But if you don't want to run Trunks as well, so let me actually get back to the team that I had before. So I'll actually put VEGITO over here, and then I'll get back Rose, right? If you didn't want to run Trunks, you could obviously run Zamasu, which is actually a very good option as well, because he has endurance and can break combos. So he's very solid on the team without a doubt. And then I also just want to consider this guy here. He would actually Zenkai buff Zamasu because Zenkai buffs God Key, but his Z ability also works for Futures 1. It's pretty solid as well. But really and truly, he doesn't have the most valuable spot anymore, VB. As a buffer, he's literally just a good Z ability, I would say. But yeah, outside of that, like I just showed you before, this is like my main Future setup where I actually run these 6 here, and it's been working very well for me. But of course, a lot of people don't want to use Rose because there's a lot of dominant purples in the game: Gold Freezer, UGB, UI Sign, Cell. So like, you could swap him out and actually implement Cell if you summon for him. But if you didn't, this team will work fine as well, because UVB is a man on his own, and then Trunks is a very good guy to break your combo and actually do a bit of damage on the side. So yeah, number 1, we got Future on the list. Number 2 on this list is a team that's actually popped up because of the new Cell, and you guessed it, it's Androids. Now there's 2 big characters that I'm missing, and it's quite unfortunate, but not really at the same time, because I skipped them. I could chase them, but I'm not going to. Number 1, obviously on the leader slot, the newest unit in the game, we've got the new LF Cell. He's going to be obviously on the leader slot on this team, but it doesn't really matter either way. And then we've also got, the MVP 17 on this team that I also don't have. But outside of that, this team's pretty good. I'm not going to lie, a lot of people have been using it and they've been doing a lot of damage, and surprising me, I'm not going to lie, it's a very good team. I'm not going to say it's like the best team, but it's a solid team nonetheless. So Cell 17 would be the missing places. You could also Zenkai buff 17, just want to put that out there if you want to with this girl here, but you don't have to do that, it's just an option. But I've gone ahead for the Zenkai buff here. So you can see Zenkai buff Android and the Z ability for HP, which is very important. And then we've got this Android 17 as well, Z ability Android, and then Zenkai buff for Android as well, which will be beneficial for Cell. Then I've also got this here, Perfect Cell that Zenkai a while back, where he's actually Zenkai buffing the Gammas, which is actually very dope as well. I wouldn't really change anything on this team unless he was going for a leader slot option. But I just want to point out, as like a experimental thing, I'm not putting it as a core team. This would be the core team as I have here with 17 and Cell and the leader. But a lot of people, well, a couple people actually, have been considering the tag droids. It's a very niche team anyway, so you'd rarely run into androids, like maybe the one odd guy that's using androids. So I'm not gonna act like it's a popular team anyways. But if you have the tag droids here, high stars, right? They're very, very effective. And I'm not gonna say like they're top 20 or even that, you know? But with the fact that they have a Zenkai buff, not just one, I think they have a couple. So this girl, she's Zenkai buffs. Let me check if Fusion's 13 Zenkai buffs. I know it's Strike, which actually kind of throws off the team. Yeah, he's Zenkai buffs as well. So you can have the tag droids right on the team, and the value for them is that obviously they tag switch, they have easy cover nullification, and on the big elephant in the room, they can nullify endurance pretty much at any moment if they rush. Only people that can stop them pretty much are any cover chain saves and like go freezer. So yeah, if you want to experiment with using the tag droids, I would actually recommend it. But I'm not going to say it's like better than the core team that I've given. I'd say if anything, take off the gammas, but that's all up to you. I'd pretty much say Cell and 17 must stay. They must stay. But then you'd switch out like the Zenkai buff, one of the ones that I showed you down below. So yeah, Android's definitely a solid team if you want to build it. The team that I've given, of course, like I said, for like the 7th time, I don't have Cell and 17. So yeah, top 5 Cell over here as well. Don't really need him. I'm just being for real. But yeah, androids number 2. Number 3, we got the Freezer Force team. Now this team's just got a little upgrade with the fact that they just added UVB on the leader slot, because Ultra VEGITO Blue is an army on its own, which is actually a big deal. But of course, Go Freezer is actually a force to be reckoned with, on top of the fact that he has the first form Freezer to really help him out, and then the world of Zenkai buffs on this team, literally 4 times, all going into Go Freezer, which is obviously very, very effective. But then adding UVB is just the like icing on the cake, and if anything, you could call UVB the cake and then the team the icing. It goes both ways. They complement each other very well with this leader slot thing, man. It's tough. So we got UVB on the leader slot, we got Go Freezer 2, first form Freezer, which will be your main 3. Then you've got Kula Zenkai buffing Go Freezer because Freezer's blue, Broly and Sheila Zenkai buffing Freezer, and then Chilled Zenkai buffing Go Freezer, but he also, I believe, Zenkai buffs the first form Freezer because he's purple. So that works well. It just synergizes perfectly almost. And this is also like a red purple team, which I'm gonna like actually include in this video, but you'll see that in a sec. Spoiler alert. But yeah, it works very, very well because of that. And then Go Freeze obviously got the cover because he's able to change to blue. So it's like red, blue, purple. But this is pretty much its own team. There's nothing I'd really change, but you could swap some leader slot options out. Now, I'd say Pan is a good one, I'm not going to lie. She just supports the team and makes Go Freeze even better. But that would make your team like a one-man army. But the sub count reduction and stuff like that is just very, very OP. So really and truly, you'd be getting in and getting out as well. UI Sign is a good option as well. That's like making a team like basically mono purple, which is disgusting. Put him on the leader slot, he could actually do some work, and I'd pretty much say that's it. I wouldn't actually go anything else. I guess purple hit, yellow hit. I said both wrong hits. Red hits the Ultra, damn, you could put him there as well. I've seen some people with Rose. The leader slot doesn't really matter, it's up to you. But obviously, if you got the best option, Ultra VEGITO Blue, why would you not take him? So yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Freezer Force is just that, basically. Go Freezer and first one Freezer and whoever else you want. Keep the Zenkai buffs in line and you're good. Number 4 on this list, we got red, purple, or purple, red. So it's gonna be like the element team. Now, I've got a version of like Fusion Warriors where I've actually using Ultra VEGITO Blue and Ultra Gogeta Blue. Then I've got Pan on the leader slot. It's obviously an effective team, and I used to run a similar team like this before UVB actually dropped with just Ultra Super VEGITO, but obviously this is way more effective because UGB and UVB are offensive demons. But UGB can obviously help break combos, Pan can help break combos, Pan can reduce sub counts, Pan spawns green cards. It's very, very effective to run this in entirety. And this is not the only red, purple team you could run, and as you guys should know, there's many options in the game. Hit could sneak into this team somehow, which would be very useful as well. I'm gonna have to go through the list, but like there's so many like variations in the game of red, purple. It's kind of wild. Go Freezer can fit on a team, and then you could take out one of the options, so then it will become red, purple or purple red, depending on what you want to run. UI sign could fit on the team, so it would be again red purple, purple red. Pan is really like the main red. I wouldn't really consider anybody else. She'd just be fitting on the team, but obviously UVB makes it a double red, so it depends on like how you want to move. But you don't have to keep Pan on the team, and you don't also have to keep UGB on the team. And then you should also just naturally assume if I'm taking off a certain person, the bench is going to change. So in this case, I've got a bench to support these two, but then if I'm running like, I don't know, Gold Freezer, right? Gold Freezer would change everything on the team. So then I might have to actually adjust to the liking, and I might actually take off, I don't know, this Goku, because he only gives 50% strike, right? And then I could put a Zenkai buff for Gold Freezer in this case. And the only reason I didn't do that, really and truly, well, there's no reason to, it's just an option. Preference, you know? Sometimes you just do things out of instinct. So yeah, there's like so many like different team formations I could use. I just gave you some options. Like this guy's a good Zenkai buffer as well. That's what I wanted to talk about. Another one here, just showing you guys. But yeah, there's multiple options that you could have to really just make your team better. This is just one example of what I'm showing you, where this color coordination element team has like very, I'm not gonna say limitless, but they have a lot of options. So yeah, red purple red, whichever one you want to build, it just goes into one team basically, and they cover multiple tabs. Okay, this is going to be the last team of the video, but we got Universe Rep. Universe Rep is obviously just a standard team, but it's because it's got Gold Freezer on it, but then you've got options on the team, which is actually making it even better. So in this variation of the team, I'm running hit and then double purple, but Gold Freezer covers blue as well, but that's only because I don't have 17. So let me just change my settings here so I can actually show you. So there's not really any options here, but of course if you wanted the HP buff, I could actually swap out one of these, and then obviously Zenkai buff here, and then also give the HP buff, so that obviously works. HP is very important, so you should probably add it. I'll just show you one variation of the team. If I go to my character list, you've got to include the boy 17. 17 is very useful. He comes with endurance, and he's actually helping the team from behind the scenes. He's a very valuable unit in the meta, so if you want to take off someone like, I don't know, hit, you could take off UI sign. It just depends on you, whatever you like, whatever your preferences, whoever you like using the most. It could all work the same way, and you can still get a bunch of results. Outside of that, wouldn't really consider anybody else. But again, your Z ability would obviously, your Z abilities would actually have to change accordingly. So let's say I didn't want to run hit, I wouldn't really have to change the bench, right? But then if I wanted to run hit and I run into 117, these Z abilities are not going towards 17, so I'd have to consider that because my whole team's changed slightly now. So that's just down to you, but again, very much consider the Z abilities so that the main three that you're running are gonna get buffs. In this case, because hit's the leader slot and these two are just Saiyans, but they're also Universe Rep, they would just get all of the Z abilities. You're getting double Zenkai buff for Gold Freezer, because Gold Freezer's the main man. But this guy even Zenkai buff, I'm pretty sure Universe Rep. So Gold Freezer's also getting that. It's a triple Zenkai buff for this guy pretty much. Let me actually confirm that through the details so you can see it nice and clearly. It's meant to show up here. There we go. 1, 2, 3 on the Zenkai ability. So that's pretty dope. Universe Rep is actually a very stacked team. They've done really well with actually making it a stacked team that can actually compete in the meta. So but you see a lot of people using it. So yeah, I'm not gonna go into it anymore. There's nothing more to really say. You guys know how much of an OP team it is if you're playing PvP, but it's a team that you can use. Number 5 on this list, we've got Universe Rep. I haven't done an honorable mention in these videos for a long time, but I feel like this team deserves it, actually deserves it. So we got Regen as the only honorable mention in this video. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is because there's a lot of purples running the meta, and Ultra Kid Buu, if you've got him decently starred, he's only released once to my knowledge, yeah, only once. So not many people would have him, and the timing of his release was obviously very close to the anniversary, so a lot of people were not going for it. But if you do have him high stars, he's going to be very, very effective. Even at my 5 stars, he can put in a lot of work. His combos are long, he's got explosive green, endurance, can't get rushed the first time because of the endurance, it cancels effects as well. So overall, this Regen team is effective, but let me talk about it. So you have the new cell in the leader slot, getting Zenkai buffed by this babe over here. Zamasu number 2, Ultra Kid Buu number 3, then we got double Zenkai buff for Kid Buu, and that's it, sorted. But there are some variations that you could have. So for example, if you wanted to Zenkai buff Zamasu, you could with one of these guys, right? If you wanted to have Fat Buu on the team for the lock-in, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just throwing out option there. Orange Piccolo Merchant that might have him high stars, you should use him, putting that out there as well. you could leader slot someone from another team, for example, like 17, instead of running this Blue Zamasu, and then you'd be running the cell alongside Kid Buu, so it'll be blue, yellow, purple with 17 on the leader slot. You can do a lot of things with Regen, but it's just not a popular team, so you're not going to see it. But honestly, it's a team that deserves some sort of respect, which is why they're making this video. So I really think that Regen can compete with the other 5 teams, but with Regen, they're just not as popular, so you're not going to have them in the competition or in the conversation. But really and truly, for the guys that do run Regen, let's put some respect on their name, because the team is solid. All those purples that you're gassing up because they're good, and legitimately they are very, very good, then you might downplay someone like Rose. That brings stocks up for yellow if you think about it as well. So Kid Buu, let him cook, man, trust me. But yeah, that's the only honorable mention I'm mentioning for this video. I haven't added one for a long time because the meta has been very strict, but Regen's got that place today. But yeah, man, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, man. Hopefully it was helpful, hopefully it was useful. Let me know what you guys think about the teams that I mentioned in this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 75,000 subscribers. So if you're new here, you know what to do here, man. Make sure to press that red button. But I'm not gonna go any further with this video. The teams have been declared and the honorable mention. So yeah, appreciate you guys for watching the video. Again, press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 75,000 subscribers. But my name's Zakashi, guys. Appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.